Hi everybody, my name is Edgar and welcome to the channel. The Horde of the Board channel is back at it again with another list for the holidays. And it's one of my favorite categories. It's a game that has a lot of theme. So theme games, the theme has to come through in a way. Uh, for me, of course, because it's my list, but I hope you find some gems in here as well for you to give to other people or to play at home with your family or your playgroup. So uh, maybe it's not exactly people dressed up as a squid or a magician, but hey, maybe you can have that kind of a party, like everybody dresses up as their favorite character in the board game. So let's get to it. My first game is going to be. Uh, oh, hey, I didn't click on it. I was not prepared, but now I am. And oh, sorry, that was my mistake. Haha, I'm back! Yay! Um, so my first game is Freelancers, a Crossroads game, and I'm putting this together with Forgotten Waters. So this is Freelancers, a Crossroads game, but I have another Crossroads game which is basically the same, but still different enough, but it's in the same vein, and that is Forgotten Waters. I have both. They are great. What they do is they took the Crossroads mechanic from Dead of Winter and put it into app form. So you're gonna need an app or a web browser. It's actually a web browser, not really an app. And you're gonna get the game, set the game up. In Freelancers, you have this apocalypse that happened. By the way, it's from Plaid Hat Games. Both of them are from Plaid Hat Games. It's They are both from 3 to 7 players. No, yeah, they're both from 3 to 7 players. Forgotten Waters you can play with two even, because I think there's the app they changed it to that you can also play with 2 players. There's also a solo player in Forgotten Waters, but it's only through the app, of course. 100 to 240 minutes. Freelance is a bit shorter. It didn't feel shorter. It can vary depending on the scenario, to be honest. 14 and up. Forgotten Waters is at 2.1 and Freelancers is also 2.1. Yeah, that makes sense. In Forgotten Waters, you're going to have this little boat. You're going to choose a character. You're going to have one of these sheets. This is how the. Oh, that's not really how the board looks like, to be honest. But you know, the thing that both of them share like a DNA with is actually these this book. Oh, this is a bit of a spoiler, but uh, the thing is, you don't look at the right part of the board. As soon as you go to the next page, you're gonna have 1 minute on the timer to go to these spaces. Red spaces are mandatory, and then the blue space only one person can go, and the green spaces as many people as you want can go. Uh, and depending on the quartermaster, that takes track of player order, who gets to put stuff up, and then you go from top to bottom, doing the actions that are here, and you can go and maybe fish for something, or here in the cursed waters. I haven't done this one, by the way. Maybe something happens. You can dive to get the treasure that is in the ship. I'm just making stuff up because I really don't know this scenario. And what is fun about this is that uh, you will have these. Someone's gonna be the first mate that tracks like hunger and mutiny. One player tracks the player order and the provisions. Another player tracks the tracks if enemies come up, and one person does the boards and uh, the this track over here, which I forgot what it was. This is the damage for the ship, and you're gonna have this little booklet which you fold, and then you're gonna cross off stuff. There's a little word thing in there where you put them some words, and then you read the story, and those words get mixed into the story. and you try to be the best pirate by having the most of these tokens and activating them, so you get a better ending. But you also have to work together to get to the end without dying. And that is Forgotten Waters with the pirates. But Freelancers takes it to a little bit of a different step. It's more of an RPG step because you're gonna have also like a book, but you're gonna have these two uh, sheets which you can make. You can get a uh, a profession or a class, and you're gonna put it with a race. So I can be a stillskin, and maybe I'll take the ranger and put them together, and I have this. And then the campsite actions will be different. The things here will be different. You're gonna have some followers, some armor, and some weapons. And then you can find some stuff here that makes your actions a little bit better along the way. Um, and this one also has a book like this. So you're gonna roll dice for certain stuff. It's the same principle. You can get bad luck tokens when you roll, but these will also have these little maps, which are different scenarios, and then you have to go follow the paths together. But you can also go back, but that will cost you more time, and then maybe you can fill the mission, and it's a lot of fun. Uh, it's written in a funny way. I remember playing this one. I laughed my ass off. And it's these two games are certainly, if you're into these kinds of games, a no-brainer. So my second one is Clank Legacy, and I'm gonna put two there, and one that I haven't played, but because I played the first one, and that is Clank Legacy. Clank Legacy 2 is also in there. That's still gonna ship. They said it was gonna ship this year, but maybe you can give it as a pre-order. They are shipping it now, the Kickstarter, but I don't know when it's coming to retail, especially here in Europe. Uh, but maybe you can say, hey, you're gonna get it in January. You have to just wait for a bit if people really want it and they have played the first one. I have played the first one. I still have it on my shelf. Played it till the end. It's a legacy game. Um, it's from 2 to 4 players, 60 to 120 minutes, ages 8 and up, and weight of 2 from Direwolf. Oh, 2 looks like to be a little bit easier, and because this one is a 2.73. Um, yeah, it's a bit shorter. You're gonna have some campaigns you're gonna go through. Um, and there's this book of secrets, so if you go to a certain place, it has a number and you can read that number, you can get some benefits, and it has choices, and you're going to put things on the board and get rid of cards. Some cards will be added, some cards can be put on the table, because you never know what's going to come up when you open one of the boxes, and you have to do something new, maybe put some new rules in the rule book. And there's not many pictures because people don't want to spoil this. And this is for Clank Legacy 2. Maybe I think this is just a picture of Clank Legacy 1. Oh, maybe it's 2. I cannot make up things from... Oh, this is 2, yep. Oh. But if you go to 1... Oh, there's some more pictures. Let me see if I can get a picture that is not very compromising. Yeah, this one is at the beginning of the game. Your map will look like this, and you see here there's some regions that suddenly stop in the middle of nowhere. So there's gonna be things added here. Sometimes you put a sticker on, and suddenly like a road is missing and stuff like that. You're gonna put stickers on certain places. Some places will have bigger stickers, and you try to get through the story. And like Clank Legacy, it's a deck building game, so you're gonna build decks, and you're gonna have some decks, some cards that will stay in your deck. And the difference is with the second Clank Legacy, there's gonna be more emphasis on scratching stuff off from cards and that kind of thing. And you're gonna also add like some stickers on cards, which Clank Legacy 1 also did in a way. I hope that they expand on that. So I can't wait to get my pre-order, by the way. It got delayed for like half a year or something. So yeah, that is Clank Legacy 2. My third one is Terror Escape. I have this game. I bought it a bit more expensive. I went to another city to get it because I saw it there when I was there, and I didn't take it, and then I had to go back by train. And so I called them like, "Hey, I'm gonna be there." Of course, I'm glad that I at least I made a day out of it, because I also went there to see a soccer match in a bar with a friend of mine, and um, I also got two expansions online, and now I'm getting the latest expansion, which is on the Kickstarter with the big box with everything on it, and one expansion that I'm missing. So Terrascape is a game from Ice Makes, 2 to 4 players, 30 to 45 minutes, ages 14 and up, and a 2.28 rating on BGG. Um, so on a stormy night, these travelers go to a house. You have this house that you have to build. It's not that complicated. So once you build it a few times, it's very fast to build. And there's going to be a dice tower also in the tower, which is partially built. You can put it in, and so that you cannot see what's on the other side. So the killer is going to be on one side, the survivor is going to be on the other side. So the survivor is going to do stuff and move, but you don't know where they move. There's going to be a miniature of you on that side if you're the killer, and on this side if you're the killer. Um, and they know where you are. So yeah, when you move, you have to say where you move to. But the killer doesn't know. If I'm the killer, I have to do a search and a certain spot to see if they're there. And if they make noise, I can have an indication like, oh, there's a lot of noise coming from there and from there. Like, then you have to choose. And there are 3 different killers in this. There's the butcher, which is more straightforward, and he makes barricades and stuff like that. There is the killer that is more sneakily and can disappear and then reappear in the next round. Um, and there's the ghost that does a lot of fear and stuff like that. And they all have their own deck, and it should actually show you like this is like the house with the garden and stuff like that, and they have these areas, and they are trying to escape by fixing the radio, which is fixed here with 5 tokens, and then they have to wait it out until the police comes. Or they can have enough keys to go out the front door, or if they have enough keys and the secret exit to go uh, to the garden, I guess. Yeah. Uh, and the killer has to kill only one person out of the 3 to win the game. And even if you play with one, there's always 3 survivors, so that's fun as well. And the tower looks like this. So the dice go in here. That's for attack and stuff like that, and defense. Um, and there's your player board with items that you can put there. And these are the decks where you can hopefully find a key. And in certain locations you can look for keys. So a very fun game, very tense and adrenaline filled. So that is Terrascape. My 4th game is Dune Imperium, and this is very thematic. It is kind of like a Euro that you could put some things on the board, but I really find that they integrate the theme and going up the houses very well here. It's from 1 to 4 players, ages 60 to 120 minutes, 14 ages. No, not ages 60 to 120 minutes. It's time is a 60 to 120 minutes, ages 14 and up. It weighs about 3.05. The thing is that I really love this game. I should play it more. This year hasn't played it enough. And if you're thinking like, why is not during Imperial Uprising Days? Like, it's almost the same game, and yeah, people say it's better, but I'm not gonna buy both of them. And the thing is, even if I buy the other one, it's not really compatible with the expansions. It's kind of. It's a really weird thing. So I'm not gonna spend more money on a game that I already kind of have. But if you really want to do more with like spies, there's some more things on the board with spies that you can do. then get Dune Imperium Uprising. I think you cannot go wrong with either or one of them. There are like a few expansions already. There's a new one coming in like January, February, I think, or March, something like that. Next year, it's from Direwolf, 1 to 4 players. I think I already, yeah, I must have one up, so I'm not doing that again, and I forgot that I already did it. So it's a worker placement in the Dune universe. There's gonna be battles. You're gonna have 2 workers. You're gonna have to work to get your third worker, and in 10 rounds, the game will decide who the winner is, or if someone reaches 10, and then the end game triggers. You finish the round, and there's gonna be some end game scoring that you're gonna get still, maybe from some cards. And this is how it looks like. So I think a lot of people already know the game. For people that don't know it, this is it. And this is the score track here. And you can also go on these houses, because if you play to go to one of these spaces, you also go up on these houses. Um, and certain spaces lets you buy cubes, get a seat at the council, and so on. You can go to the dunes or to the edges to get stuff and get spice, and you kind of fight for these battles benefits depending what it is. For example, this one is oh, mm, for example, the winner here goes up on 2 on the same track and gets an intrigue card, and all the players have a different ability. One with a ring card that you have in your deck, and the other one with that's like a permanent kind of ability. As soon as it happens, it says on the card. And the cards are like multi-use. The things, the cards that you play, you're going to be put in your play area, and then the cards that are left over are going to have these resource things on the bottom, or fighting a sword, so you can go up on tracks as well. Um, and that's what I like, is like, hey, deciding which cards to leave behind for the reveal phase. Because if you're not in the review phase, you can still go to the review phase. But if you don't put like all your workers, you're wasting an action basically. If you have 2 works at the beginning, you only put one, and then you do reveal, then you cannot. You have kind of like a wasted turn. And it's a very cool game. It is heavy. It's a bit of like punch each other in the face. But the thing is, once these are get resolved, so here yellow would win, then everybody removes their cubes, even the winner or the loser. So that is Dune Imperium. Uh, my last game is a game that I played, but I don't have the game, and that's Thunder Road Vendetta. And 2 to 4 player game, 45 to 75 minutes, ages 10 and up, and it weighs about 1.93. It's from Restoration Games, and it used to be an older game, and Restoration Games uh, took it upon them to reinvent the wheel, and I like it when companies do that. They make it they made a new version. So in Tunnel of Vendetta, you're gonna have these cars, and uh, you're gonna build a map, and you're trying to finish the finish line or leave your opponents in the dust. So let me see if I can have something with the. For example, these are the cars. As soon as a car explodes, stuff like that, you take this board off. It's not being used. But you're trying to race on these things, but people can shoot at you. They can push you into a wall. And the thing is, then you're dead. There's not even damage to speak of. And it's a game that looks like no other. It's really nice. And there are obstacles in the way. There's oil, and then some other stuff happening. Um, yeah, and the roads are double sized. You can make your own little race element out of it, and yeah, that's it. Um, Not much more to say here. And it has dice, so you can use dice to put on the cars. Can I show it here? Let me just check her. let's see. So yeah, you see here some dice. You can also put dice here to repair or to do an airstrike with the helicopters that are there, which are not really players' helicopters. They're just there. Normally just yellow. I think this is from Tabletop Simulator. You can drift and you can also do a nitro boost, so you can go a little bit faster. As soon as someone goes up in front, the last tile gets removed. The thing is, if you're on there, I think you also die. I forgot. It didn't happen to anybody, but I think you die, yeah. Yeah, that's too bad. And the game that I want Santa Claus to give me is the Mandalorian Adventures. And Mandalorian Adventures has the same thing as Freelancers and Forgotten Water. I don't think it plays the same, but it has the same thing. One of those adventure books. It's really cool. 1 to 4 players, 30 to 60 minutes, ages 12 and up, and 2.25 on the weight scale on PG. And the thing is, you have to do these jobs. It's not really a campaign, but from what I've heard of it, you can basically play scenarios as a one-off, but you can also play it as a campaign. There's already an expansion coming in the works for this one, and you're gonna go to these certain pages on the player book, and you're gonna do exactly what's on the card. Do actions and stuff like that. There's some things printed here which was not in Forgotten Wars and stuff like that. So I'm quite intrigued for this one. Yeah, and from all my center picks, this is just cool because I love the Mandalorian. So yeah, so that is it again for a video. Thank you guys for coming. Like and subscribe, and tell us what your favorite game is of adventures and whatever other topic that I talked about. Just put it in the link below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Oh, that was studio mode. Sorry. Bye bye.